Hello. Welcome to the part two of doing the acrylic skin. I'm going to give it a minute for people to pop on here, so if you're watching the replay, let us know down below. But yeah, it always takes a few seconds for people to show up. But let me know when you get here. I do have my computer here, so you'll see me looking at that. But hello, Lynn. How are you? Hello, Kim. And Angie. People are starting to pop on. Awesome. Mikey should be sending out a text in a moment if he hasn't already. Hello, Mary. Once you get the text, let me know in the comments. Hello, Bonnie. So my goal for tonight is we're going to put the acrylic skins that we did the other day, if they work out, hopefully they do, onto tumblers. Hello, Betty. And then that rainbow tumbler I showed you guys the other day, I changed something about it, and if I like it when I pull the tape off, we might add this decal or both of these decals to it. I'll try to get your opinions when we get to that point. It just depends on the time frame and how long it takes for these skins. So, oh, there's the text right there. It just came on my phone. So we should have a bunch more people popping on in just a moment. I won't be showing the epoxy portion tonight. Tonight we're just going to put the skins on the tumbler because if by chance they don't stick on their own, we will have to Mod Podge them. And when we Mod Podge them, they're going to have to dry for at least 24 hours before I can seal them in epoxy. So, awesome, Angie and Lynn. But here's what this one came out to look like. There is a paper towel stuck to it that had the paint all over it, which I should have pulled off because I can reuse this board. We'll just get rid of that real quick. Hello, Carol. Hello, Wayna, and Lorraine, and Heidi, and Paulette. So the first thing that we've got to do on this is we have to cut this off of here. And you can't really see it in the camera. Well, you can right here, actually. You can kind of see the line where the painter's tape was. This is the line that I'm going to follow to try to have a straight tumbler skin, even though it is bigger than the cup we're putting it on because we'll have to trim it when we put it on the cut. I have a brand new fresh X-Acto blade that we're going to use today. Hello, Cheryl. And I'm just going to start following it, and I'm hoping I'm pushing hard enough that I can go through it, which I'm totally getting some of the tape, but that's fine. Oh, let me get Mikey's leg down here. Oh, well, there we go. That's what I need. I'll turn that off when I'm done because it's going to blind me. And even though I was following that line, I totally did not get a completely straight cut. Hello, Holly. Hello, Arlene. Hello, Anna, Michelle, and Shauna, and Cheryl. But like I said, I can reuse this foam board a couple times before throwing it away. So even though I will cut into it, I'll still be able to utilize it again. Now let's see if I got it good enough. And so I'm pulling up the plastic sheet with it. Okay, we need a little bit more on this side because I got too much of the tape. Okay, and it's free. Hello, Debbie. Hello, Antoinette. So the sheet is still on the back, and that's what the paint pour looks like from the back side. So right here is where the fly landed in it. It's not super noticeable, but we're going to see when we go on tumbler. And you can see that the skin actually just came right off the sheet protector. So that's what we're looking for. We're kind of looking for that like fruit roll up, fruit by the foot consistency. And it is completely dry and it's shiny on the back. I don't know if this is going to stick to the tumbler because it feels pretty smooth back there, but we're going to try it. So I do got my fresh tumbler out. This is Hog brand, if anybody's followed any of the tumblers. I like the Hog brand. That's the only ones I've ever actually used. Did I get both sheets though? Where's my thing? I don't think I got both sheets. I think there's still one stuck on here. Because that should it's one of those paper protectors. Oh, yep. There it is. But it should, okay, there we go. There's that little stickiness that I've been watching videos about. Hello, Felicia. Hello, Barbara. All right. So the next part is we're going to kind of figure out which side we want to use, which side we don't, because it's going to overlap and we're going to cut some of it off. So before I start pressing down on this skin, we're going to kind of roll it and be like, do I like this orange better? Or do I like this green and purple over here better? And either way, my little fly friend's hole is still going to show up. So I'm probably going to put a little dab of paint behind it. And it is sticking to the tumbler, which is awesome. But I think I like the orange more. Hello, Sherry. I really like the color orange, so I think that's the side we're going to use. So let me just see real quick where this hole pops up from our fly friend. And we're going to put a little dab of black paint back there and dry it off. I don't think chalk paint is the paint that I want. We're going to do a black acrylic real quick, since this is an acrylic skin. I'm just going to put a little dab there because I don't need very much. It has Arlene, hasn't it? And it's going to be right around this area. This is a pre-sanded tumbler. I purchased it pre-sanded because that way I didn't have to do a bunch of prep work with it. All right. Let me just hit this with the heat gun real quick. Yes, I'm going to do both of the skins tonight. I'll give it in a second. Hello, Jane. Okay. So I want to roll this side up first because I want the orange. Let me move it. Oh, no, never mind. We're going to keep it where it is. I was going to move it a little bit, but not anymore. And we're just going to rub it on. And as we rub it on, we're going to make sure that we're getting rid of our air pockets. It's okay that this little bottom is exposed here because I'm going to trim some of it off anyways. Some tumbler makers do not trim it off. They do it from like top to bottom. But I just don't feel like the epoxy is going to get a good seal that way. So I personally am going to trim the excess off, and we're going to have a little bit of silver showing at the top and the bottom. That was good timing, Barbara. Like I said, we're just rubbing it to make sure that we don't have any big air bubbles. And we are going to overlap a little bit. And you'll see why in just a few moments. Like, we're going to completely overlap, but you're going to see why we're overlapping and why it's okay, because we have to cut this excess off. All right. So, we have our seam, like, right here. I don't have a trimmer, Holly. I'm going to do a makeshift trimmer to cut them off. But I do need to grab my painter's tape real quick so I can attempt to get a straight line. So 1 second. Okay. So I'm gonna attempt a straight line. Which really doesn't matter if it's straight, because the seams are still gonna line up. Hello, Ree. Yeah, this was the one with the fly. So I did put a little black paint underneath where I had to pick the fly out so it's not silver. See, that's totally not a straight line, but we're still going to go with it. And we're going to try to do this without lifting the blade. See, I'm not even on the tape. I don't know why I tried it. So we can go ahead and peel this piece off. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. We'll save that though, because that can be used on another project. And then we're going to peel this back. And hopefully we cut it hard enough all the way through, which I feel like we did. And we're going to peel this little piece off. And then our seams should line up perfectly. Which there is this, I can feel a little bit of overlap, but that'll be fine because you won't be able to feel that through the epoxy. Tanya, it's perfectly fine because we're going to be doing another one because I got the white and blue one to do too. So, this is the skin on the tumbler. And remember, I said when I made it, I was like, this dark part's going to be on the bottom, so it's like flowing up. And I really like how that came out. And then our seam is right here. You can see where the orange and the green meet. And now we're going to trim. Some people fold this in for it, and this one feels like it's going to work correctly. And then I need a skinny, I was like, I'm going to sit down at Mikey's area because he's got something, which right here. Because I don't want a super huge opening. I'm going to use one of these little Easter eggs. I just want a little bit of the silver showing. I'm not a huge fan of the real big silver showing on it, but like I said, I want to make sure there's a good seal on this, so we're going to do that. So this is called a Scotty peeler. This has a blade on all 3 sides. It is super sharp. So this is what I'm using because Mikey couldn't find his oh, that's not tall enough. I need taller. Mikey couldn't find his razor blades for me. We'll go with this wood slice. At least for the bottom. The top I'll do the skinnier one. And we're just going to hold the Scotty peeler steady, and we're going to spin the cup, and I'm going to go about 2 or 3 times around just to make sure that we went through the paint. Which I hear it on the metal, so we should be good in just a second. So that's what's going to be showing on the bottom, is that much silver. Tumblers do take a lot of patience, but they can be a lot of fun to do. The top one, I'm going to do the skinnier one. Which I didn't get. I should have done 2. I knew I should have, but I didn't. And so then the top just has that real skinny silver slice sitting there. So this is the skin on the first one. And like I said, I can still feel a little bit of the seam overlap because I probably didn't have it as tight as I should have, but it's fine. They're not, it's a little intimidating at first. You're going to have your trial and error, but once you get the hang of it, it can be fun. There's still times when I put epoxy on and I get fish eyes and I get frustrated, but you just got to work through it. And like I said, you can save these scraps because you can use them on other projects. You can use them for earrings, keychains, things like that, and then epoxy over them. Scotty peeler is really sharp, so if you ever do get one, make sure that you put the cover back on it because it can cut you. And now let's grab our other one. So we're going to set this one to the side. So if you're late to the show, here we go again. So this is the one that I did off camera the other night with Mikey when he was live. I really like the way that it came out. Where, when I first showed you guys, there was a lot of white up here, but the cells came through. So it really looks like the ocean water on the beach. After the wave crashes and it comes up and it's going back, and that's the view that I get from it. Hello, Sharon. The Scotty peeler I got from the Glitter Guy, but I believe it is an actual brand name product that you can probably find on Amazon. Because a 2-pack of Glitter Guy is like $10. I don't know how much they are outside of that. They could be cheaper. They could be more expensive. But I did get it from the Glitter Guy. Hello, Sharon. I know, this one is adorable. And, I'm going to end up doing probably another pour tomorrow at some point. I may or may not go live on the Facebook page for it. We'll figure that out when the time comes. Because, if y'all want me to, I will. I guess that's what I should say. Because I want to try a different technique, and I don't even know if it's going to work, but it could turn out really cool at the same time. And I'd probably do mine during the day, because Mikey does his during the evenings. Mikey Mondays in the evening, so. Critical concentration, y'all. Yeah, Tanya, I'm trying to follow the inside of the tape. If I do go outside the tape, it's not a huge deal. This one seems to be a little bit thicker, So the tape line is a little bit harder to see. All right, let's see if I got it all. Just one little spot up here, which I had a feeling. There we go. Hello, Amy. I know, I like the colors on this one too. And then here's what the back of it looked like. But there's the top. Heidi, I'm not sure I understand the question. You could always send me a message and I can try to answer it for you. Thank you, Antoinette. I'm trying to get that piece. Lynn, it's not as scary as it seems. Acrylic pours are fun. Like, you could do all of what I just did on a canvas instead of doing it for a tumbler, and it was still, like, it's going to look beautiful. I've done acrylic pour canvases. They look amazing. And by the way, after the skins get put on the tumblers, you do need to lightly wipe it down with alcohol to get the silicone oil off the top. There we go. There's the corner. To get the silicone oil off the top. And then you would even want to try to like seal it with a varnish or polyurethane, just so the epoxy doesn't get rejected by the silicone, because it definitely will reject it. Hello, Louise. I'm doing great. How are you? Thank you, Lena. All right, so I guess before I do this, let's figure out. Oh, yeah, send me a message, Heidi. So I'm thinking the white on the bottom, just like the black. Is that what y'all think? Let me know in the comments before we do it. But that's what I'm thinking. You know, the white like this on the tumbler. Sarah, here's the first one. So we already put it on the tumbler. There's where the seam is, because you can see where the blue, green and the orange met. And then right up here, you can't really see it too well. Right here, that's where our little fly friend was stuck, so I did put some black acrylic paint underneath it, so black still showed through it. Yeah, white on the bottom. I know, Debbie. Alright, so we can definitely do the white on the bottom then. This time I'm going to try to make sure that we get the whole thing covered, and then figure out which side do we like more. They're both beautiful, though. I think I like this underside a little bit more, because there's not as big of a puddle of silver, where this one, there is, well, not really. Not really where I'd be cutting it, should I say. We'll stick with what we got, because they're both beautiful, right? Yes. They do both glow in the dark, actually. So this one, the colors glow in the dark, and on this blue and white one, I made it just so the white glows in the dark. We did make a post on the Facebook page for them, and there's a picture of it with light on and with light off, so you can see the glow, which looks really cool. I need to be careful with my ring on when I'm rubbing this down. I don't want to rip it. This one I'll probably do both of them with the skinny silver part because that one I wrapped a little wonky. So let's see. Our seam is right here. I feel like we got this wrapped pretty good. So let me try my tape again. And let's go ahead and start cutting. Once again, we're going to save these pieces. I don't know what we're going to do with them yet, but we're going to save them. I'm trying to gently peel this back so we don't stretch the skin. Okay, and then there's our seam on that one. This one's less noticeable because the cells work so well together, but I'm really loving this. Thanks, Antoinette. And then once again, we're going to fold the top down so we can do our little cutty cut around. And we're going to use, like I said, this time we're just going to use the short one. At the end of this, if you guys give me a minute, I can run to the front of the building and turn the lights off, and we should be able to see them glow a little bit, even though I don't have them fully charged. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so we got our little silver at the top. I'm just trying to make sure these fold enough. I may have to go through and kind of trim it first, because I don't like that it keeps trying to open my seam up. So we're going to trim this bottom part off real quick before we do our straight line. Now we're going to do our straight line. I guess I didn't have enough pressure on this one. Holly, if you're still watching, this thing is also really good for cleaning the rims of your cups with the epoxy. That's the main reason that people use it. Okay. I don't know. Do you like the skinny silver at the bottom or the little thicker silver? I mean, the skinny silver at the top is definitely nice, but what do you guys think? Should I make the thicker one? Let me know. But this is that so far. Heidi, I know. I love the teals and the turquoises and the shades of blue. That's my thing too. Let's put those there for a minute. Sue likes the skinny better. See, I would have been all for the full coverage on the cups, but I just feel like the epoxy wouldn't seal to the cup properly because the acrylic skin would go top to bottom, and I don't want to take that chance. But let me put my thing back on the Scotty peeler. The blue is beautiful. $9 for two, Teresa. That's a good price. Okay. We'll leave this one skinny. And I'm sure more that I do in the future, it's going to be a combination of both because I won't always have this egg or this wood slice. I may eventually actually purchase one of the actual like proper ones to use, but I don't have that right now. So, moving on. And like I said, at the end, so this is my little paint thing. This is from Dino's Tumbler Turners LLC. It's quick release. So like as you're painting or spray painting, you can turn it manually, or you can have it sitting down like this. You've seen it if you watched my first Tumbler live. You've seen it, but I know some people probably ask. So today I did. This is that rainbow tumbler I made the other day, and you might be like, "Oh my gosh, you just painted it black. Why would you do that?" And this is called a tumbler shield. It helps protect the inside lip from paint. But I taped it off in the opposite direction of the rainbow because I was like, I think this could look really cool. Because I just felt like the rainbow was too bold. If that may not even be the right word, but you know, sometimes I don't like the whole. Oh, that pulled off a little piece of my epoxy. That's fine. We'll work with it. Apparently, this tape was not my best choice because this had a very, very light layer of epoxy on it. So now there is a little defect down here in the orange, but it'll be fine. Oh, this tape's down in there. So for this one, I used the skinny green tape when I did the colors underneath, when I taped it off. But I was like, I don't want to cover most of this up with black. So this time, I used the wider painter's tape to go the opposite direction. So here's what we're working with now. So I really like the different, like, the spirals going in opposite directions. And then the bottom is just all black. and that's perfectly fine. But what I want to do with this one, I guess I should put it back on here, just so I don't have it laying all over the desk and stuff. Oh, nice, Holly. So when the great thing with this is even though the bottom is skinnier, the epoxy will cover the entire bottom. So this part will definitely be sealed. So the skinnier on the bottom, that's not going to make a difference in the sealing aspect of the tumbler. Oh, let me not get my tumbler skins, my extra tumbler skins attached to the table. Let's put them over here. Yes, they are all double-walled, vacuum-sealed, insulated, and they do come with a clear sliding lid and a straw. Okay, so here was my idea for this one. I have two different stickers here. These are some really cool stickers because these stickers will show up on anything because they're with a white ink, including in the background. So I was thinking one or both. So this is two skeleton heads, and says "Love is love." So love down this side is where my fingers are, and then love up the other side, two skeleton heads. And I was thinking about putting that on there, but then there's also this proud in all the different colors. So I don't know if this is too much. Does that make sense? Because I think I definitely want to put this one on here. But I'm trying to figure out where. Maybe right here with the black kind of coming down. Or should I make sure that is? I don't know. This is the difficult part when it comes to tumblers. So like I definitely want to use that, but it's like, should I put this on the back? Should I have that on the front and this on the back? Or is that too much? See, Wayna likes the proud. And that's why I feel like I could do both, because I could do this one down here with this one here. But that might just be a lot. I love the skeletons. I think I have like 2 or 3 of these ones when I ordered them, because I was like, I love that. It's beautiful. And it's like the fact that it's the skeletons is what I love. Because I'm sure y'all have seen that video that made rounds a couple years ago, where it was like the couples behind that like X-ray screen, and all you saw was the skeletons, and then they walked out, and you didn't know until they walked out, like, you know, what their gender was. And so I think that's why I kind of fell in love with this idea of the skeletons with the love is love. Okay, so it seems like everybody thinks that both will be good, so we'll go with that. And I'm thinking I'm going to put this one here. So let's go ahead, because I've never done these stickers before. These are new to me. So you will see the clear outline, but once they get epoxied, that clear outline will disappear. If I can get it off the backing. I'm not gonna lie, I'm being a little lazy by getting these stickers, because I'm like, then I ain't gotta worry about transfer tape and all that stuff. I should have brought my epoxy scraper over here. Not my epoxy scraper, my vinyl scraper, because it's got the felted in, so I could really get that in there. And I probably will end up grabbing it, because I see bubbles under there, and you'll probably see them under the epoxy. And that part would kind of suck, but all right. So now it seems like we got a good spot back here. And let's just go for it. See how there's the white on the back? So that way it'll show up on any color. And once again, on here we'll be able to see the outline of the sticker, but once we get the epoxy on it, that will disappear. But I did get a little bubble. I will admit, and I'm not bragging on myself, well, I kind of am. I'm pretty decent at like lining things up on tumblers without having like an additional aid. Sometimes they do end up being a little crooked, but for the most part, I feel like I center them pretty well, and I get them lined up pretty well. All right, so I'm gonna pop this off here. All right, so this side we've got the skeletons, and then this side we've got this. I like that. And I'd say my distance is actually pretty good on both sides. Ooh, there's a big bubble. Hold on. I think I got it. I almost got it out. That was a big bubble. All right. So I'm going to put this to the side. Let me go grab my UV light real quick and turn off the big lights. I'll still have this light on, so we'll be able to see for a minute. But we're going to charge these tumblers so we can turn off the light and you guys can see them. Be right back. Coming. Okay, I'm back. Well, maybe Mikey should start crafting in the dark because it doesn't look terrible back here. I gotta steal his computer charger real quick to plug in my UV light. All right, so we are gonna charge these real quick with the UV light, and then we're gonna turn off the big light. Don't let Mikey take my UV light or my tumbler, because either or is a possibility. Mikey's hanging out in the house. He does, he takes Sundays off from lives now. See, if y'all, I don't know if how well y'all can see it, but the UV light makes the neon kind of like glow on its own. It's hard to see in the camera. I'm gonna let this sit for just a second because I need to tilt my computer screen down so that way the light doesn't affect you guys viewing. All right. Where's the switch at? Okay. Y'all ready? So here's the multicolored one. And here's the other one. Which the glow is hard to come on through the camera, but it definitely is glowing in here. And let me turn this light back on so we can see what we're doing. And I can get the comments back. Hello, Summer. Hooty hoo. So let's see. So that was them glowing. Obviously in person they'll glow better if you have them sitting out in the sun. They're definitely going to glow a lot better. The UV will charge them very well. I know, Arlene, the blue is beautiful. I'll probably have to make more with the same color scheme because I think that this is going to be a popular one. But I do want to try probably tomorrow. Like I said, I'll probably do it tomorrow on Facebook, probably like afternoonish. But I want to do a pour that's kind of a different technique. Like I'm still going to do the swiping, but I'm going to pour the paints differently before we do the swiping, and then we're going to swipe it in a different manner and see what happens. Because I think it'll look really cool. So. But yeah, that's what we got. That's what I got with you guys tonight. Like I said, I'm not going to epoxy these tonight. Tomorrow I will wipe them down with alcohol and probably epoxy them then. But tonight I'm just going to let them sit. Thank you, Misty. Thank you, Cindy. Yeah, Arlene, after I get a good amount of tumblers made, I'm going to do a release on the website for them. Since almost all the tumblers I do are one of a kind, I won't have, like, I'll make individual listings, but they're only going to have one available kind of thing. So I want to have a good stock built up before I do that on the website. And then hopefully they don't sell out. I mean, if they sell out, great. Thank you, everybody. But if they don't sell out, then hopefully that gives other people a chance to get some when they want them. So thanks, Terry. Awesome, Christine. By the way, if anybody's interested in the acrylic pours and the skins, Tanya, tumbler can take anywhere from, I'd say at minimum 2 days plus. I'd say average is going to be 3 to 4 days for a tumbler, but you can get one done in 2 days if you really needed to. But even after it finishes, you still have to let it sit for 72 hours 72 hours to fully cure before you can give it off to somebody to safely drink out of and use, so that way the epoxy fully cures. So that all depends. But if you're interested in doing any of the tumbler stuff or getting some of the supplies that I used for the skins, because like I said, you can do them on canvases as well, just for wall art. I did update our Amazon affiliate link. So it is craftyguyscode.com/ sorry, that's totally wrong. Disregard. It is amazon.com/shop/craftyguysco. I added in there the bundle that I got with the Floetrol that came with the silicone oil as a package together. I did add the airbrush, or an airbrush that is similar to mine in there also, because I know some people are interested in airbrushing, which you can do airbrushing without doing tumblers as well as the Pinata alcohol inks are very vibrant colors, and you can use those in your airbrush. So I did kind of update some stuff in the Amazon affiliate link if you were interested and you want to get some of the stuff. And I'll make sure to go in and add Scotty peelers as well. I can make more with the same color scheme, but they'll never be 100% identical, which is what's really unique about the acrylic pours. And like I said, not just on a tumbler, an acrylic pour in general. You could do everything the exact same multiple times, but they're all going to be different. Because different cells will pop up, different colors may mingle more, and that's one reason why I love acrylic pours in general. So like I'll definitely probably doing more of this one, and I'll play around with more of the neons because I do think the neons are really cool as well. But you know, like maybe do one where I like leave one of the colors out or something, and also I'll be getting more colors so I can expand the different colors that I have. So, but I am gonna hop off here. I think Mikey wants to watch a movie before we go to sleep tonight. I don't know what we're watching, but he just wants to relax and said something about watching a movie. So I was like, sure, why not? Yeah, and any of the tumblers that I saw on the website will give you the option to add a name or quote to them, unless it's something like this rainbow one that we did down here that already has something on both sides. That's just going to be as is because it's going to get way too cluttered if you try to add something else to it. So yes, Arlene, because they're all different. Barbara, potentially. So I do try to stay away from copyright things, and that is a copyright thing. But just it's probably gonna be a case by case basis. But I can definitely tell you, I will not do football teams. I will not do Disney. Um, I will not do Marvel. Like y'all saw my cups that I showed you on the live last night. Those aren't being sold because I'm not. I don't want to get in trouble and hit with any copyright things. So, but does it, Tanya? Um, but you guys have a great rest of your night. I'll post pictures of these once we get epoxy on them because the colors are going to pop even more once the epoxy is on them. Um, so I'll definitely keep you guys updated with how these are going. But we will see you tomorrow. Like I said, I'll go live and do a pour during the day, and then tomorrow night is Mikey Monday on the main page. So we will see you guys tomorrow, and you guys have a great rest of your Sunday. Love you guys. Bye.